Hi everyone, it's week 1 in Child Psych, and I want to take some time to show you navigation of the resources for this week. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see what I am seeing. Okay, so as you can see, I'm in our course shell, and I want to draw your attention to the resources. The resources are tools that will be helpful for you in answering questions. Okay, so the week 1 resources, there is a very specific one I want to show you, the subjectives. Objectives are designed to be study guides for the quizzes. So you want to check those out. I highly recommend opening them as a Word document and then using them to take notes on. The other resources that are here are a text version of the notes as well as a video version of the PowerPoints. Okay, so the PowerPoints to be ADA compliant need to be converted to a video. So I've got them set up as videos, which will help you complete the objectives. As I said, the objectives will be very useful beginning next week when you take your first quiz. Okay, so I want to do a little bit of a lecture today. I want to look at the introduction here. And this is the PowerPoint video, as I was saying. I'm probably going to be pausing it as we go so I can talk a little bit about it. One of the things that my students who went online during the pandemic said to me that would be helpful is to have some sort of lecture. Okay, so I'm skipping through this. Okay, so let's talk about research. How does research work? Research, first of all, is a very timely process. It starts with a beginning of or a review of literature, which basically means that you're looking to see what is already out there. The other thing that I want you to be aware of, and it will be asked on the quiz, is what is APA style? APA style is the American Psychological Association specific style, and all of the academic journals are written in this format. You'll also notice this format in our textbook. So the abstract, the introduction, the methods, the results, and the discussion are all components that you will see. Okay, so let's break them down. What is the introduction? The introduction is something that gets the reader interested in reading it. It tells them why they might be interested in reading it. It talks about what has already been done on the topic. It talks about things that are limitations of the work that's already been done. And it also talks about what you are going to contribute to the previous work. So it's a really good test to see if it's something that you want to read if you were doing it for a research paper. So methods are basically how you do it. It's the recipe, if you will. So if you were baking a cake, and I am about to do that for my son's birthday, and he's allergic to eggs, so I have to figure out what my exact recipe is. In the journal, it's going to talk about who's in the study. It's going to talk about how they were recruited. It's going to talk about an operational definition, which basically means what is it you're measuring it? How is it very clearly laid out, very unambiguous? And how do you make something that's abstract sound very clear? And then you also have the procedure, which is basically going to allow you, the student, to either do your own research or bake your own cake. Okay. The results is basically how it turns out, right? The cake, how does it taste? When you're talking about a journal, you're going to see often statistics, whether they be inferential or descriptive. Basically, the difference there is if inferential is going to allow you to say, if this, then that. So if I add eggs, then this is the expectation of the cake to turn out. That sort of thing. It also talks about the hypothesis. Was it failed to be proven or was it proven? It answers the research questions and also creates correlations. The next part is the discussion. And this is the section that second best section for a student to read. I say that because, first of all, it's written in more layperson language, a little bit more common than all math speak that is going to be in the results. This is going to talk about how the study went. Were there areas for improvement? Were things done well? Were things not done well? What could I do in the future? So again, with my cake example, how did the baking go? What were the measurements? Did it work? Should I cook it at a different temperature? That sort of thing. And then the last thing that I think is the number one piece for a student is the abstract. The reason why I say this, it is a one-paragraph summary of the entire research opportunity. It's written after the research is done, and it can tell you, is this a good article to support or not support what it is that I am trying to share. So Jet was a very quick overview of, back here. That was a very quick overview of the journal setup. And as you can see in our learning objectives, one of them is for the students to discriminate between the elements of an academic journal. I can tell you, expect a matching question on that on the first quiz. Okay, I'm going to do another short video recording that will cover these other two learning objectives, and I highly recommend looking at them, comparing them to the objectives, and utilizing that to prepare for that first quiz that we're going to have next week. So again, hopefully you will find this helpful. Please give me feedback. This is something new for me, and I'm trying to make it something that is beneficial for you. I will talk to you guys later. Thanks.